Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Daniel from Woodworking with Dash, and today we're going to make this box. I call it the seesaw box. It's to hold your rings and earrings. Look at that. The two buckets on the end are self-gimbaled. They've got two little lids on them. Doesn't that just pop? It's made of Occam and US maple and Jarrah. What a great looking box. So come on a journey. I'll show you exactly how to make this box, guys. Very unusual box, guys, isn't it? Look at that. Okay, guys, another unusual box, isn't it? Wish I could see it. I got no idea how I'm going to make this again. All I know is that I cut out the ends. I thought I'd make a seesaw box, and I just got on the computer and I made this shape, and I cut it out with a laser. So they're going to be the two ends. I cut them out of Occam, out of 16mm Occam. The lasers are great, but you can cut up to 16 or 18mm timber, and in a couple of passes. But now all I'm going to do is sand the black off, and I got my two ends that are perfect. The black comes off fairly easy. Just take a little bit of work. And getting into the corners, that's the hard part, but with a little bit of effort. And putting a half round on them now so they're very tactile. And cutting down the maple for the boxes. Watch this bit of timber, guys. It binds the blade near the end. I should have a riving knife on the saw, but I don't. But I should have. To stop the saw from binding like this. But I kept going, I pushed through it. Don't know whether that's good or bad. And cutting down the Jarrah, cutting it down the guts for the two centerpieces. And there's the two bits of Jarrah. I've done two glue ups. I glued up one side, and then I cut them in half again and glued up the other side. That's how I got the square of Jarrah in the centre. And budding the maple now, getting it nice and flat so I can put it through the thicknesser. And whacking it through my favourite machine, the thicknesser with the helical head. What a great machine. I love it. A little bit of adjustment now. And there goes the Jarrah through it too. Okay guys, you see that? I've glued up a maple and Jarrah square, you see, so each side is going to have a strip of Jarrah down it. I'm going to make like little buckets, I think, and with some sort of top on it. Not 100% sure yet, but they will just float in between the two rocking ends somehow. The trick is to make sure this is dead square. So the Jarrah square is in the dead centre. So we'll do that next. We might cut the tops first off each end. Not 100% sure yet. We'll just continue and we'll see how we go. I'm just making this up as I go, guys, you know. I do something and sometimes it works out, sometimes it don't. But it's all fun for me. I hope it's all fun for you too, guys. Okay, just putting it through the thicknesser again to clean it all up, make it dead square. And here I am cutting the tops, the angle of the tops. It's about 22 degrees, I think. Making sure the point is right in the centre of the square of Jarrah. And then sanding it up, sanding it nice and round. And just looking as I do it to make sure it's all coming up very nice. There you go. And now drilling the hole for the ring and earring holders, the ring and earrings. Okay guys, you see how I drilled the holes in the tops of the buckets to hold the rings and earrings, and that's the top. It's going to look cool. Now I've got to use my trusty taper jig again to taper them down like a bucket. But before that, I've got to drill the hinge point, the pivot point, I think. I've got some 1/4 inch stainless steel here, which I'm going to use as the pivot rod. So I've got to drill that, but everything's got to be flat when you do this, so it goes in square. If you angle everything first, you're never going to get it square. You're never going to know where it's square. So I've got to drill that first. I'm just hoping it works. I hope it does. There I am drilling for the 1/4 inch stainless steel rod. And cutting it on my taper jig. Again, never try to do this by holding it. Always cramp it down. And then sanding all the saw marks off it. Okay guys, I've got the buckets made, and I got the rod, the hanging rod through them, but they don't sit right. See, they're on an angle when you put the tops on. So what we're going to do, we're going to drill the bottom out, and I've got lead. I'm going to melt lead and pour lead into the hole, so it gives a lot of weight down below, so they should hang right then, I hope. Okay, drilling the hole in the bottom for the lead. I also put a screw in the hole, so it binds the lead to the piece. Then trying to melt it with the oxy torch there, but that wasn't successful, so I took it inside. And then pouring the lead. Look at that. So easy. And here sanding up the Java strips to hold everything together. Make sure they're a nice tight fit. Okay guys, the lead did the trick. Look at that. It all rotates the way it should, I think. Isn't that cool? Isn't that cool? Look at that go. And I've cut the rails to hold it all together. Now, and then all we have to do is to put the rails in, glue them in, sand it all up, and put a stopper in the top to hold it. See what happens when I take the top off? If you take the top off, you can take your ring out. Put the top back on. Perfectly balanced. Hey guys, I've got everything glued up. Just waiting for everything to dry. And look at that. Now all we have to do is sand and polish. It's done. There you go, spraying my furniture lacquer on it. Good way to do this, but it's so finicky otherwise. I give it 3 coats, sanding in between. Hey guys, look at it. We're all finished. The seesaw box with its 2 little self-gimbaled buckets at the end. Isn't that cool? You take the lid off and it presents you with your ring and earring. Put the lid back on and it's just perfectly balanced. It will just stay there. What a great looking box. Look at that guys, something unusual. Hey guys, that's it for this box. Please subscribe and ring the bell. So I hope I'm giving you value for money. And yeah, and we'll see you in the next show where we'll be making another box.